Hi, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of The Art of Taking Time Out as a strategic and very helpful, I think sometimes critical piece of moving toward a resolution in a conflict. And again, a time out, T-I-M-E, disengage from whatever has triggered you and on to what's been triggered. T-I-M-E, turn into my emotional energy. And then O-U-T, observe that energy unconditionally, and then add a technique. So this week's technique that we're adding to is the way to use visualizations. Now, I've found a great deal of help with this technique over the years, so I hope that I can convey the method in a way that is useful to you. If not, get a hold of me and we'll talk through it further because it can get kind of complicated. So if you think about something that's kicking your butt, like makes your blood boil or makes you very anxious or sad, see if you can just take a dive into what that situation is, to invoke a bit of that energy to work with, and then notice where you feel it most in your body and how intense it is. Come up to be able to observe the emotional energy unconditionally. We need to activate this part of our brain, the prefrontal cortex. So you might think of it as giving your brain a job. Where do I feel the physical sensations of the emotion, and give it a reading, a subjective reading as to how intense it is on a scale of 0 to 10. If you had a gauge there where you feel it in your body, how high would the needle go up to? And then as you're slowly just looking at that energy as something that is in you but isn't you, because who you are is more accurately the one who's witnessing or is mindful of the sensation in your body. The energy that we're feeling is actually for us. It's triggered by or produced by our fight-flight brain when we're up against a threat, something that's against us. So really, it's our life force has been mobilized to rise to the challenge. Problem is that we often put the brakes on that because we know that if we acted out on that, we'd make the matter worse. We've done the research. So what we're talking about is giving yourself an alternative to the just having to stuff it and sweep it under the carpet or something, other than being able to deal with the situation effectively. So when you're looking at that emotional energy that's there, how would you picture it? What would be a way to describe the way it feels in there with a visual? Sometimes we feel, and we talk like this, sometimes we feel like there's a volcano erupting there, or a bomb about to go off, or feel like a knot, tying a knot. So we use pictures often to describe the way we feel. So in this particular case, how would you picture it? And see if you can let a image just come, and go ahead and whatever first comes to mind, just let that be what it is. There's no right or wrong, of course, about it. And then when you get a form, a way of looking at it that gives it more form, it might be an animal. I had one recently where I pictured, we just had seen the Lion King, so I pictured this pack of hyenas. That was a pretty good description of how I was feeling about my reaction to something. And so when you have a form, and just kind of remember or consider take it on some faith or something that this energy is for you. It wants to move you to a safe place to survive something. So if it could talk, and you could talk to it, ask it what its good intention is for you. What do you want for me? And just wait and see if there's something that comes to mind. Sometimes it's kind of hard to get to an answer, to just wait for it. We sometimes use our own overthink it and wonder what it could possibly be. But a lot of times it comes, say, if you were able to, whatever it is, unleash it, and really have at it, or get you to a safer ground, or clear the object or the obstacle in your path, get it out of the way. Just think, if that could happen and you wouldn't get in trouble for it, what would you expect to feel? What would that expectation be that you would have getting to safe, higher ground? So some sort of more freedom, more safety, more validity in who you are, something like that. So the next step in this process is to picture that state, or actually remember a time in your life when you really felt that way, really free as a bird, or safe, good in your own skin, and let yourself think about that time and give your body a dose of that, how that feels. And then see if you could think of a picture that would represent that state. Or if you had hired an artist to paint a picture of it, entitled whatever the state is that you're talking about, freedom, or what would the picture, what would be a good way to represent that state? Sometimes it's a scene from nature, your favorite spot on the planet. And so now, and you may, of course, want to pause the video and think about these things and pick it up. But when you have two pictures, you'll have two pictures. One that represents the intense emotion, and then the other picture of where it is that it's wanting to get you to. And so take the first picture. It's mentioned that this is a movie, and you have the two scenes in this scene. Of the first scene is going to cut to the second scene in the movie, but let's make it a slow dissolve, so that the first picture just slowly dissolves, like it's pouring all of its energy into the second picture, and then the second picture becomes larger and full screen now, and you're enveloped by it, and you're in it. You're in that state. Breathe deeply. Just enjoy how that feels. And affirm yourself that you are back in the saddle, so to speak, even riding taller. And visualize just think again about the situation that you're having trouble with, some difficult person or situation, and see if you can stay in that higher frequency when you think about going back to that scene, and see if you can play the video from there, the movie of your life, forward, this time holding your confidence and your grounding in that higher, more true definition of yourself. All right. Well, I'd love to hear some feedback from you on how this works for you, or if you, like, again, if you want to process it a little bit more in one-on-one, just let me know. Okay? Till then, all the best.